Well, to my family and friends, colleagues, neighbors, and people of Quincy, I hope you've enjoyed this season of the Quincy City Council. It had action, it had suspense, we had statues, we had raises. But 10 years ago, this city was a very different place. There was no clear roadmap for redevelopment. The transportation, parking, alarms, and lighting department, affectionately known as TPAL, didn't even exist. And this council was a wide mix of strong voices advocating passionately and sometimes loudly for very different ideas about Quincy's future. Today, we've added hundreds, thousands of new housing units. Hundreds of miles of roads have been repaved and century-old pipes beneath them replaced. We built a city common that brings our community together and gathers thousands for holidays, events, and concerts. We added new parks, pocket parks, right-sized parks across every corner of the city. And soon, Quincy will stand among the most innovative cities in the country with its own municipal fiber optic network. And that progress didn't happen by accident. And while we up here have been fortunate to cast the votes that help move this city forward, none of it happened because of us alone. The city works because of the thousands of people who show up every single day to serve it. For constituent services, we're just a backstop. The real work happens on the front lines. To every department head and chief, to your teams and to your squads, thank you. Not once in 10 years did I make a request that wasn't met with professionalism and urgency. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with you. Your pride shows, your dedication shows, and it shows how good this city looks and how well it functions. To our city clerk, clerk of committees, and the city auditor, thank you for keeping the city council in line during my time here. You are the true timekeepers, the quiet constants whose work often goes underappreciated. It's been a pleasure to have you not just as colleagues, but as friends. Mr. Walker, you may be the most loved and hated person in this city for reasons that no one can quite explain. Congratulations on that. But I, however, have had the chance to see how hard you work behind the scenes. I'm grateful for your partnership, your collaboration, and your friendship. To the mayor, your job is not easy, and there are very few people who bring the level of care, steadiness, and thoughtfulness that you do. Your love for Quincy is unquestionable, and when the time comes for someone else to sit in that chair, I hope they bring the same level of care and dedication and the same constructive vision. The city is better for having a mayor who genuinely loves it. To my colleagues, past and present, thank you for your partnership, the debates, the disagreements, the friendships, and the guidance. I've enjoyed working with most of you. And I respect the commitment, though, that every one of you brings to the city, even when we see things differently. But 5 seasons and 10 years have been up here, and it's been a treat. It's been wild, actually, and it's been an education that will stay with me for the rest of my life. One thing that you quickly learn in this role is that you cannot solve every problem, you can't please everyone, but you do your best. Over the years, I've watched national politics, social media, and COVID change the dynamics of local government. And few things have become painfully clear. People are unhappy. Shared core beliefs feel harder to find. And many of us are being pulled constantly by forces designed to keep us divided, reactive, and distracted. And I believe that all these are connected. Many people are struggling, and that energy has made its way into nearly every issue debated in this chamber. But here's the hard truth. The votes taken up here are not what make people unhappy. The ordinances, the budgets, the hearings, those aren't the source of people's despair. And yes, politicians can be wrong. They can also be right. You just might not agree. But what we're experiencing runs deeper. We're living in a time where outrage is incentivized, where certainty replaces curiosity, and where entertainment has overtaken substance, not just in politics, but in how we consume information and understand the world around us. If someone speaks loudly enough, confidently enough, or angrily enough, their words are treated as truth, whether or not they actually are. Emotion replaces reflection, reaction replaces deliberation, and volume replaces wisdom. We are nudged, shaped, and influenced constantly by narratives and systems that benefit more from confusion than clarity. I don't believe local government or any level of government was ever meant to be theater. This body was meant to be deliberate, it was meant to be imperfect, but it was also meant to be human. And maybe if we took these roles in ourselves a little less seriously and spent more time examining our own motivations, our own fears, and our own egos, we might find more reasonable agreements, more durable outcomes, and a little more peace along the way. Now, this isn't an accusation. This is an opportunity. This is a call to action, to slow down, to look around, and to look inward. Because if we don't understand what we believe, or what we think we believe, if we don't question what pulls at us, what provokes us, and what drives us, we'll never make the impact that we think we're actually making. And at the end of the day, one thing is undeniable. Every person in this room wants what's best for Quincy, but we owe it to this city to make sure that work comes from authenticity. We still have something very special here. Our community stands above the rest. I'll make that bet any day. We have history, we have grit, and we have a magic. It's this special sauce that will continue to guide this city for the next 100 years. But from Wollaston Elementary to Central Middle School, I'm just a rec kid that became Quincy City Council president. But thank you, Quincy, for the trip of a lifetime. And I want to thank you for being with us for this season of the Quincy City Council. I hope you'll stay tuned for next season. With a majority female cast, new characters, returning players, former villains, and a few holdovers from this year, it's bound not to disappoint. You can check it out on QATV, check your local listings. And with that,
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Be there or be square.